Hello everyone. Today, with us we have a special guest, Dr. J. L. Rana, who is designated as the Group Director of Radharaman Group of Institutes. Good morning, sir.
Very good morning, Mr. Paliwal.
We welcome to our show, sir. It is our pleasure to have you with us. So, my first question is: being the Group Director of Radharaman Group, what is your philosophy of leadership? How would you describe your leadership style?
It's very simple philosophy. My philosophy is quality technical education at affordable price. My style is very much student-centric. Students should be the center of benefits.
Yes, sir.
Making students, our teaching learning process should be such that students should desire more and more knowledge.
Yes, sir.
And our faculty should work simply as facilitator, not the spoon feeder.
Yes.
This is my philosophy.
Okay, sir. So my next question is, being the group director, how do you strategize about the key programs for the students?
All the programs, as I said earlier, should be student-centric.
Yes.
So programs should expand the domain knowledge of the students. Here, knowledge is very important, and equally important is professional ethics. So whatever students learn, they should learn with professional ethics. Unlike the story which is circulating these days of Chinese people, that they have stolen so many things from the West, from here and there, they are copying. That we want to avoid. Whatever students want to do, that should be their own, indigenous. And second thing is, all such programs should improve the image of the group. Whatever image we have, that should go up and up.
Yes.
Students work outside should bring good laurel to the group. And we all should adhere to honesty in all academic work. If these things are adhered to, then administration, etc., becomes minimal.
Okay, sir. So as we all know that the education system in India and other foreign countries are structured very differently. In your experience, what can inbound and student to gain from studying here in your institute?
Actually, difference is that in West, if we focus on West, their students get a lot of options to select this subject, that subject, or this skill set or that skill set. Therefore, in the West, more emphasis is on teaching the prevalent skill sets to the students, whereas we sort of emphasize on fundamentals and core subjects which have mathematical basis. Result is that students who learn from the West, they are good at current skill sets, but when time comes to migrate from one skill set to another skill set or altogether different domain, they find it difficult. Whereas our students who have lot of rigors in their fundamentals with mathematical background and core courses, it's easier for them. It takes only 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, and then they can easily migrate. If the students come and take education here from the West and take education here, then they can sort of revisit or they can refresh their basics with more mathematical orientation, and this will help them in sort of sharpening their already acquired skill sets.
It's very true, sir. So how does the curriculum of Radharaman Group ensure the best practice of industry?
What we do is, we teach basics, as I have already spoken about, but in addition to that, we give them rigorous lab work. Students come and do the practicals in the lab, and at interval of times, we expose them to the current industrial practices. In addition to that, we also take them for industrial visits and tours and send them for industrial training. So all these things cumulatively sort of shape the students' acquired knowledge in the direction of the industry applications. That's what we do.
Okay, sir. So, any insights on how your university could be the one which would be welcoming the students of different races or economic backgrounds?
Well, see, we want to educate students from different academic strata and also from different societal strata. For that, the main idea is to make students learn. And students can easily learn if the things are taught in their own vernacular languages. And for that, what universities should do, or what we should be doing, is preparing the class lecture notes as per the subjects, memoirs, etc., and also various technical things. They prepare their glossary, their definitions, and if we feel that these things are a bit difficult to comprehend or understand, then there we should be using the local language, vernacular language, or multiple local languages, so that students learn. Once students learn these things, gain little confidence, and they are initiated to higher things, then they will become interested, attracted, and they will put more efforts in learning the proper things. So that is how things should proceed.
Okay, sir. So for the same, what could be the role and responsibilities of the students?
Students' roles and responsibilities, simple. They are a student, their primary duty is towards learning. So they should give maximum of their attention in learning. And at the same time, learning with ethics, and then what I should say, the orientation should be such that not to simply clear the examination, but to acquire the knowledge, and they should cultivate the desire of lifelong learning. That means even after they graduate from our institute, there should be some kind of desire remaining in them to learn more and more and to keep up with the edge of the technology. That should be the responsibility of the students.
Okay, sir. So what do you think should be the institute's top priority over the next 10 years?
Well, for next 5 years and next 10 years, right now, quality is the problem. Our students who are coming out of the colleges, they severely lack the quality. Of course, in masses, we can find 1 or 2 quality students, and they shine and they big laurels and good name and fame to the institute and also to the country. But when we talk about the masses of the students, then only I think some 20-25% students are employable, rest lack the knowledge. So we should focus only on quality and ethics. Quality and ethics. That should be our primary aim. And for that, what is necessary is more hammering on fundamentals, core courses, and some kind of communication skills and exposure to the industry. That is what should be our program for the next 10 years.
Okay. So what would you like the people to know about the institute that they may not know at this time?
See, if I say it in one sentence, then it is the academic honesty that we possess. That is the thing which others don't understand. Others always look for the easy way out to pass. Here we emphasize on imparting the knowledge. And when this process is there, learning things I mean, most of the students find it little unsavory, but we do not mind that. We try to convince them that you learn, and the process of teaching learning, we then fine tune as per the need of the students. So it's basically academic honesty and our ability to fine tune our teaching learning processes as per the need of the student groups.
Okay, sir. So let me combine two questions now. The first one being, what is the biggest strength of your institute and what are the biggest challenges that the institute is facing at this time?
See, our strength is, we have a lot of strength, but simple strength is our focus on the quality education. And this is possible because we do not go for frills. We go for the very basic things, faculty, infrastructure, and this infrastructure includes the library facilities, computing facilities, etc., etc. You may be surprised that twice we have been sort of awarded laurels and certificates from Tata as stating that we have the best computing facilities in MP. So that kind of computing facility we have. And anyone can come and visit our libraries, and they will be surprised to know that in our library, in library of one institute, more than 40,000 books are there. No other institute purchases those many books. That thing. And we have very experienced faculty with us. They have learned with due diligence. We put them some kind of rigor. They go through it and then they become able to teach the students. And that's why, this is just between you and me, that many our faculty members have been poached by other institutes.
And sir, about the challenges that the institute is facing?
Our challenge is the same way, like further developing our teaching learning processes and sort of retaining our experienced faculty with us. Not to let them go away easily just for some paltry increment or this and that. They should think about their future. At the same time, the kind of environment they get here and the kind of R&D work they can do here is not available anywhere else. So to make them understand the importance of their career, not the immediate gains. This is our challenges.
How do you tend to establish a healthy relationship and environment in your institute?
Relationships always depend on the mutual respect. So we respect the knowledge of the faculty members and at times of the students. Someone may be at higher position than the other faculty member, but other faculty member know few additional things that should be honored, that should be respected. So that way it's mutual respect for the knowledge, for the authority, for the position one is doing, for one's ability in teaching learning. These are our strengths.
Sir, any suggestions you would like to give to the current youth and the aspiring students?
Yes, please. My suggestion is very simple. See, there is no shortcut to the success. If one wants to become successful, one has to work hard. So, hard working is the Guru Mantra. And just to remind everyone that there is no shortcut to success. Work hard, work regularly, and be successful. That's simple.
That's wonderful, sir. So thank you so much, sir, for the great interview. We would like to connect in the future with your institute, sir.
Please do so. Actually, I have a lot of things to say to you. Only thing is, if you have time, as and when you want, I'm always available. Even we can continue further if you want in future.
Sure, sir.
Here, One more thing I would like to sort of add up to whatever I have just spoken. That is, we give importance to R&D, and as per that, you will see that from so many faculty members from this group has completed their PhD from MENET, from RGPV, and from other institutes, universities of repute. That means our environment is very much academic. They are supported and encouraged for more R&D. Same thing goes for project work, student project work, BTech student as well as MTech students project work. Our student projects have earned lot of awards and lot of laurels from outside. Students have published numerous papers, and similarly, our students have also tried to get things patented. So 2 patents, student patents are there. One is about what's called that storage water generation, and there is about some mixing the paints and reusing, something like that, because I'm not from that particular field. So 2 patents from our institute, lot of accolades and rewards for our student projects, lot of faculty members completing PhD, because our management, we are very much encouraging.
Yes, sir. I have listened about the institute, sir. So thank you so much, sir, for your time.
You're most welcome. You're most welcome, Mr. Paliwal. Anytime you feel like, you please come visit us. We will have one-to-one talk, and
sure, sir.
Mutually beneficial.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir. Thank you so much, sir.